Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss how to write a program to find sum of left leaves. Given the root of a binary tree, return the sum of all left leaves. A leaf is a node with no children. A left leaf is a leaf that is the left child of another node. So here they have given an example. The binary tree consists of 3 and the left child is 9 and the right child is 20. And for the node 20, the left child is 15 and the right child is 7. We have to find the sum of the left leaf nodes. So what is the meaning of leaf node? Leaf node is nothing but a node with no children. That is what called as leaf node. So here there are 3 leaf nodes, 9, 15 and 7, out of which 9 and 15 are the left leaf nodes. We have to find sum of 9 and 15. The output is 24. So if the root is equal to 1, which means I have only one element in the binary tree, which means we have to give the sum value as 0 because root is not a leaf node. Now let's discuss the logic in detail. So here I have given a binary tree. Fine. Now I need to find the sum of left leaf nodes. So initially I will be taking the method. So public, it has to determine integer value int sum of left leaves. This is the method name. So they have passed only one argument, that is nothing but root value they have passed. So from here what I am going to do is I am going to call a method called helper. Okay. For that method I will be finding the sum of left leaves. So helper, while passing I will be passing 2 arguments. One is root, another one is false, which is true or false. Why are we taking true or false in the sense? If it is a right child I have to give it as false. If it is a left child I have to give it as true. So initially we are going to pass a root value range, and why are we returning false in the sense? Root is not a leaf node, so we have to return false. So that is why I am passing the value as false here. And then I'll just return sum value. So here I am going to take a variable called sum that I am going to declare it globally. So I'll take it as integer. So integer sum. And initially the value is 0. Now I have called a method called helper. Let's define the method. Public void helper. So helper method is not going to return anything. Here I have passed 2 arguments, which is tree node root boolean. I am just checking whether left or not. So is left LQ. Okay. So these are the 2 arguments I have passed. So first I am going to check the base condition. What is the base condition? If root is equal to null, I have to return. Now I am going to check whether this is a left child or not. For that, if is left. If this condition is true, then we can say that it is a left child. If it is a left child, I have to check one more condition, that whether this is the leaf node or not. That is left leaf node or not. For that I am going to check another 2 more conditions. How can I know whether the node is a leaf node? Root dot left equal to null and root dot right equal to null. If this condition is true, we can say that this is the left leaf node. First I am checking whether this is a left child. After that we are checking whether this is a leaf node or not. If it satisfies the condition, we can take the node's value and I can add it in the variable called sum. So sum equal to sum plus root dot value. Then I can return from the function. Then I'll close this if condition. Okay. After this, I have to call the recursive call for the left child as well as the right child. So here I am going to call the recursive call helper root dot left comma. If I am calling the left child, the boolean value should be true, and if I am calling the right child, the boolean value should be false. Root dot right comma false. That's all. This is the logic of the program. Let me trace the code and show you. So first I will be passing the root value. So I am going to call a method called helper 100 comma false, because the root should be considered as false. That is not a leaf node. So now currently I will be standing on this particular node, that is 100. Now what am I going to do? I am going to check whether root is equal to null. No, root is not equal to null. Now I am checking whether this is a left node or not. This is left child or not. Condition becomes false. I will not go inside this if condition. I am going to call the left child. So left child is 200. So I am going to call a method that is recursive call 200 comma 2. Why am I passing true? Because this is a left child. So now currently I am standing on this particular node. Check the condition root equal to null. No. Check is left. Yes, because this is a left node. So condition becomes true. Check whether this is a leaf node. Root dot left equal to null and root dot right also equal to null. Yes, condition is true. If the condition is true, I have globally declared a variable called sum. I'll initialize the value as 0. Now to this variable sum, I am going to add the roots value. 0 plus 9, 9 will be added here. After that, I have to return from this particular function. Okay. So I have come out of the function called helper. So this is not going to return me anything because I have given the return type as void. So I have come out of this function. I'll go to this place. Now left recursive call got over. Now I have to call the right recursive call. That is right child. So I'll be calling a method called helper. I'll be passing the argument as 300, false. So now currently I am standing on the node called 300. Fine. Now check root equal to null. No, root is not equal to null. Now check whether this is a left child. Condition becomes false because this is not the left child. So is left is value is false. I have passed. So I will not go inside the if condition. I am going to call the left recursive call for this particular node. So in this node the left recursive call is 500. I will go to this particular node. Now I am calling a method called helper 500, true, because this is the left child. Yes, this is the left child. Now check root equal to null. No, root is not equal to null. Is left is true. Yes, this is true because this is the left child. Check whether there is a leaf node. Root dot left equal to null. Yes. Root dot right is also equal to null. Yes, condition is true. So this is the left leaf node. So I am going to take the root dot val that will be added to the sum. So sum value is 9. 9 plus 50 which is 24. 24 will be stored in a variable called sum. Now what am I going to do? I have to come out of this function. So this I have to come out of this function. So I am returning from this function. So in this left child got over. Now I have to go to the right child. So helper of 600, right child I am passing. So I have to pass the value as false. Now currently I will go to this particular node. Now check root equal to null. No. Check the next condition is left. No, this is the right child. So condition is false. I have passed here. So I will not go inside the if condition. From here I will try to call the left child. So when I call the left child, here it is equal to null. I will be passing, which is helper of null, and then I will be passing true. Because left child only I am passing, so true will be passed. Check root is equal to null. Yes, root is equal to null. So I will come out of this function and I will be just returning from the function. Now from the root 600, I will be calling the right child. When I call the right child, I will be calling a method called helper null, false. So root equal to null, condition is true. So I will come out of this function. So it will return null to this place. And from this, and this function has been returned. And left child also got over, right child also got over for this method 600. So I will come out of this particular function. I will come out of this and I will go back to this place. So here left also over, right also over. Now from here helper of 300, left also over, right also over. I will go back to the place where I have called this. So here helper of 100, left also over, right also over. I will go back to the place where I have called the main method. So I will come out of the function. This helper is called in this particular place. Fine. Now I will be returning the sum value. What is my sum value? Sum value is 24. 24 will be returned as my final output. This is the logic of the program. Let's try to implement it as a program. Okay. So here first what I have to do? I have to take a method called helper. Helper root, false. Initially I will be passing it as false. Return sum. So for that I have to declare a variable called the sum. So I will be giving integer sum is equal to. I am going to take integer class. Yeah. Fine. Let's define the method called helper. So public. This is not going to return me anything. So I will give the return type as void. Helper tree node root, boolean is left. I am checking whether this is a left node or not. First I have to check the base condition. Base condition. What is the base condition? I have to check if root is equal to null, return, just return. That's all. Now check whether this node is a left leaf node. So how can I know? If is left. If this condition is true, it is a left child for sure. Now I have to check whether it's a leaf node or not. So root dot left equal to null and the root dot right equal to null. If this condition is true, we can say that this is a left leaf node. At that point of time, I have to add the root dot val into the variable sum. After that, I have to return. I don't want to do anything. Just return from the function. After that, recursive call for left child. So here what I'm going to do, helper root dot left comma true. Whenever you are passing a recursive call for left child, I have to make the boolean value as true so that I can take the left node's leaf node. So next is recursive call for right child. So what I'm going to do, helper root dot right comma false. So right child should not be considered. I'll give it as false. That should not be considered for any sum value. So after this method got over, I'll go back to this place. Now it will return the sum value. Let's run the code now. As it passes the test cases, let's submit the code. Yes, it passes all the test cases. That's all.